What's up, everybody? My name is Kaz, and today I'm here with my boy Brian, and we in Miami.
Yes, sir.
And we're here on the Make Man Better podcast, and we got a couple questions today from a couple of my friends, co-workers, and colleagues, and they all, gave us some good questions. So, what we about to do? We about to just answer them. Got a couple topics. Anything you like to add before we start?
Bro, just get straight into it. You feel me?
Well, question number one is, what makes a good leader?
For sure. On me?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go first.
Yeah. Me personally, bro, I think with my experiences coming from a military background, also now working federal, bro, I think a few major factors of being a good leader has to deal with not only, emotion, but that mental capacity that, a person requires in order to make, sound, quick decisions on the spot when it comes to like being under pressure with certain things. When it comes to life, every day, you come across some things that you don't expect, and a lot of times people can become very timid when it comes to just being able to move under pressure.
Right.
Correctly.
Right.
So I definitely think being able to control your emotions, make sound decisions, and be able to press forward when someone needs that guidance. You know what I'm saying? If there's like a group of people or say even your partner, and as the man of the house, you and your spouse or your girlfriend, whoever, you got to be able to make certain moves to where you're not only thinking about yourself, you're thinking about, other people around you. Exactly.
Everybody else.
Because it's not your decisions is not only going to affect you, it's going to affect everybody else around you.
Right.
So
I think that's the most important aspect of becoming a leader is having self-control of all your emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously reacting emotionally and can cause you to make some impulse decisions, and most likely when you start making those decisions emotionally, they end up actually being the wrong ones.
Right.
And the
also when you don't sit there and really analyze the situation.
Right.
You got to really learn how to think, logically when it comes to a lot of situations. Because if not, you're just moving based off of emotions. And when you don't kind of sit back and analyze what's going on around you, and you just start to jump to conclusions. Yeah. That's when things get real messy. You know what I'm saying?
It also shows a weakness that your enemies can use to ultimately defeat you.
Most definitely.
So if you want to become a good leader, I think the first step is to have some self-control over your emotions. Obviously, you're not going to be a freaking robot. Obviously, everybody has emotions. But if you could just learn to control them, I think you're on the right path to becoming a good leader.
Absolutely.
So we got a second question. Sure. Well, it's more of a topic, I guess. Not really a question. He sent me, I want more money, but I have no time. And in my opinion, that is complete bullshit. I think everybody has time for everything they decide to prioritize. I mean, just think about it. I think people waste their time on absolutely nothing other than
nothingness. Yeah.
Other than what? Social media, video games, TV.
It's just priorities. When you find, what's the word I'm looking for? When you find likeness or when you find attractiveness towards certain things that give you that dopamine rush, or that gives you that something that you just enjoy to like doing on your downtime. People like to resort to that because they feel like it's getting their mind off of the reality of the things that they have to face with every single day. And that's the issue. When you don't, and that goes back to the first question, what makes a great leader is that you got to learn how to differentiate, priorities and your wants and your needs and everything in that category. Because if you prioritize certain things in your life, whether it's family, friends, your workplace, home, relations, anything, you make time for the things that are necessary. Yes. So when it comes to all of this social media and you know what I'm saying, watching TV, watching shows, playing video games, this, that, and the third, that's extra. What's the word?
It's a waste of time.
Yeah,
it's just a waste of time.
It's not
necessary.
If
you're young,
and I understand it, but exactly, if you're young,
you're wasting your best years doing absolutely nothing. It makes
no
no sense.
You're in a different mindset.
Get off the fucking video game.
And that's all it is.
Get off the television. Get off your ass and go chase what you want to chase. I don't understand that shit.
Change your mindset.
You have the time to make money. You waste your time, hours and days doing nothing. 8 hours at your job. Come on, but you got 8 more hours to, do something else. It doesn't make no sense. Don't work your 8 hours. Be like, I'm gonna come home, probably watch this movie.
Nah, bro.
And then I'm gonna scroll on social media for another hour.
I know you've heard the quote, "Time is money."
Obviously, yeah. Everybody heard that. Come on.
That's an understatement of what the real meaning behind it is. Time is your greatest asset, right? Because time is something you'll never get back, right? So when you utilize your time properly and you learn how to prioritize, the important things of life and what we were called to do in our lifetime, bro, life is short. If you don't make the most out of the time you have while being here, bro, I could be gone, but tomorrow, on the way to work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 23 years old, and would I be happy with the way I live my life up to this point? Honestly, it's a lot of pros and cons to everything that led up to this point. So I would like to say yes, I enjoyed my time here. You know what I'm saying? If you died tomorrow, would you be okay with that? If you lost your loved one, next week, and you haven't seen or talked to them in years, how would you feel in a situation like that? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of ties into the time that you have in prioritizing the important things in life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Want to add to that?
My answer is kind of more towards the topic of kind of how my friend sent it to me of I want more money. In my opinion, you can have more money.
Right.
If you just even if it's just getting a second job.
Yeah.
You have the time. You're just spending the time doing unnecessary things that don't equate to getting money.
Yeah. Instead of using the time to be doing this, that, you know what I'm saying? Social media, video games. Use that time that you have free for yourself to indulge in something that can widen, your mindset.
Yeah. Invest the time in yourself too.
Exactly.
Like you don't really have to go slave for another job. You could always build your own little empire that,
but you got
time will, give you some more money that you want and that you're looking for.
Most def.
You're wasting the best years of your life doing nothing.
Yeah, bro. Bro, knowledge is key, bro. Knowledge is key.
Doing nothing. And it doesn't make sense to me. All right.
Learn something you don't know. How about that? Start with that and see where it takes you, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's next? Get a little sweet.
The fear of success and failure. So I battle with the fear of failure every time I decide to start something new. But you kind of have to learn how to be comfortable with the fact that you're going to fail a couple times before you're successful in any new endeavor.
Yeah.
You have to think about the positive things that will come out of whatever you're deciding to start.
Yeah.
And I think thinking about the path that you're about to take and the excitement and all the new things that you're going to get yourself into
should be a motivator.
That is the motivation that you need to keep it moving and to kind of combat that fear that you will face when starting something new.
Yep.
You're going to have all these unknown variables that you cannot control. But, with every failure, you're going to learn something new. Absolutely. And if you keep deciding to do the same thing over and over again, I failed this, I failed that, fuck, I keep failing. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because one time, you're not going to fail no more. There's going to be that one moment where you're like, fuck, I finally did it. Yeah. And there you go. You take off from there.
Facts. Honestly, if you're not failing, you're not trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to give yourself the opportunity to fail in order to learn and grow from those mistakes. and know that next time, okay, don't do that because that ain't worked last time. So figure out the next step, figure out the next move based off of the analytics of how you ran things before. Depending on whatever it is that you're trying to get into, analyze that, sit down, sit back, take a breather, and then once you get everything down pat, keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to stay stagnant or to move back. You know what I'm saying? It's only forward and it's only up from whatever position you're at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're just failing back to back, you're not going nowhere with it. So learn from your mistakes and grow. Just keep moving forward. That's all it is.
I'll let you talk about the next topic.
Okay.
Because I know you're more in tune with the Most High than I have ever been. And I would like to learn more from you, to be honest with
absolutely.
this one.
I mean, bro, we going on 10 years. We've known each other, bro. And I know it's been a conversation here and there, throughout our friendship. But I feel like a little more recently, within the past year or so, coming back from deployment, I feel like when I was out there, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I truly believe that, God spoke to me. He touched my heart and not only myself, but the people around me. And he started to really open doors and opportunities and show me his glory, based on the amount of time you give him. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to God,
which is the topic that we're talking about. And it says, can God hear me?
Can God hear me? So when it comes to God, right, a lot of people are very iffy because of the vast amount of religions, the vast amount of books and versions and translations, this, that, and the third. Listen, God never intended for any of that, right? That was definitely all man-made. But the reason we have all those, the vast majority of the translations and the versions that, people today read is because he allowed the Holy Spirit, which Jesus sent, in order to speak to us and give us the true word, to our soul, to our minds, and help guide us throughout life, right? The way God intended to speak to us was through the Holy Spirit, right? So when people ask, can God hear me? Like maybe you might be going through a certain situation, and maybe your last resort is, I don't know what to do. At this point, I just hope there's someone out there that's listening to me because I need help now. And, you say your prayer as best as you can, because maybe you weren't taught growing up or whatnot. And you ask later on to yourself, can God hear me when I talk? You start to question certain things that a lot of people do. And it's normal, right? When it comes to certain things, like going back to priorities, right? When you make time for something that you feel is very significant in your life, right? If it's a certain situation you're going through, you're going to find the best, if not alternative, the best answer for whatever issue, the best solution for any problem you have in life, right? A lot of people, like you said, resort to certain things like social media, video games, you know what I'm saying? All these things that have little to no meaning because they're trying to find purpose and life in things that are empty, drugs, alcohol, this, that, and the third. So when you really sit down and analyze what's going on around you, and you say, okay, there has to be answers for things that I don't know, that a lot of other people are struggling with the same thing. And when that question pops up, you start to really dive a little deeper and see, okay, maybe the people that I hang around don't have an understanding of life or how men are supposed to, be in our generation. Going back to old generations, the way men grow up now, and live their lives is completely different from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that comes with evolution. That comes with, you know what I'm saying? Just time passing. Things change for sure. But at the same time, when you truly take your time to invest in your knowledge, invest in your well-being, invest in your, your mental health, you learn that knowledge is key.
Final thoughts?
Honestly, man, I think all the questions that we received was on point, especially for this podcast. I hope anybody and everybody that tuned in, truly receives this in their heart and in their minds, and allows it to kind of open your eyes a little bit, and even for both of us. I think we can always learn from one another. Like I said before, you don't know what you don't know. And when it comes to having relationships, friendships, you could definitely learn a lot from brand new people that you meet, your old friends and family. And when it comes to knowledge, that's knowledge is the one thing that's gonna always keep you moving forward, because you get to utilize that knowledge in a way that you haven't before. So it's gonna teach you how to move differently moving forward in life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be the first guest on the podcast. Honestly,
no doubt.
Yeah, bro. This is an honor. And I can't wait to see what it's looking like, for the rest of the series you have, coming up.
No doubt. Appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Bye.